many of you know a child that is in foster care? Foster care is a system in which a minor has been placed into a ward, group home, private home, or a state-certified caregiver referred to as a foster parent. To some kids, a foster parent is all they have to call family. Foster care is important because without it, children who don't have families would have nobody. Most of us have cousins, nieces, or nephews, or even close friends that have children in foster care. And if this is so, then foster care is just as important to you as it is to the children. At a young age, a child should not have to go through that. It is not something to joke about, and it should be taken very seriously. To say that I like children is an understatement. I love children, and it breaks my heart to know that they put through such horrible things at such a young age. Children below the age of 18 should be worried about school and graduate and they shouldn't have to worry about where they're going to lay their heads the next night. Kids go in and out of foster care, and they shouldn't have to. It is sad and truly breaks my heart, but I'm truly grateful to people who open their home for the children who are taken away from their parents. It lets the children know that they have someone who cares about them. The purpose of my speech is to inform you about foster care. Today I'm going to tell you about foster care and why it's important to so many people. The first step of foster care is for a state officer putting the child being removed from the home in motion according to kidsdata.org. If a child in a home where he or she is being abused or neglected, it will be reported and the state will step in and investigate to make sure that the allegations are not false. Once they gather evidence in the family, then the family will be taken to court. Once the court date arrives, the judge will listen to the case being pitched, and he or she will decide on whether or not the child should be taken from the home. If the vote is to remove the child from the home, then the welfare system will place the child in a foster home. The next thing to do is find a foster home that fits for the child. Most families who have to be placed in foster care will have the opportunity to go to a close relative or close friend to the family. However, some kids are not this lucky, and they will go to a stranger's home. The person that is picked to foster the child must be approved. A child cannot just go to anyone. It has to be someone who is knowledgeable in taking care of a child. If the state feels the person is a good fit, and that's who the child will go to. The child will go to the foster care home until they are adopted. The foster parents are only there temporarily. Eventually, someone else is going to come along and want to adopt the children to give him or her a home of their own. The child will go to the foster care until adopted, always. However, if a child goes to a family member, the family member may proceed in adopting the child themselves. The family will have to fill out an application of adoption and go through the Adoptive Kids organization. From there on, it's just a game of wait and see. For the final step the child will go through of being adopted is adoption is not something that happens overnight. Adoption could take up to months to years. It just depends on who's doing it, what you have to go through. They must be able to prove that they are capable of raising a child. The family must then go to court and fight for the rights of the child and prove why they should be allowed the privilege to adopt the child and make them a part of the family. In conclusion, I share with you all the things I feel makes foster care so important. I hope you will all learn more about foster care and will be able to look at it in a better way. I have conveyed you the steps in getting a child into foster care and the steps that must follow. I felt qualified to speak about this topic because I work at a daycare center and I have a few kids in my class that are in fact foster care children. I know what it's like for them to be so young and have to go through so much. The next time you witness a child being abused in any way, please step up and get the law involved and help find the children a better place and a safer place. There are many children out there begging for help. We as adults need to start looking out and answering that call for help and make sure they have a safety they need.